let's see what all the hype is about. Hey y'all, it is Monday evening. I just got an exciting package and I'm about to wash my hair and style it for mini twists, which I'll talk about later in the video why I'm even doing mini twists. But I did some damage for Black Friday. It's great to get gifts for others. It's even better to get gifts for yourself. So in this giant box here, so I opened up the bigger box, which has this inside. If you own one of these, then you probably already know what it is. The RevAir. I did get it on sale for $100 off for Black Friday, but I did get the RevAir. I think this is like the second edition of the RevAir, such that it's a little bit smaller than maybe the very first one was. So I do like doing blow dried styles, and if you watch my last video, I was blow drying my hair for a perm rod set and I was exhausted, and I was like, you know, let's see what all the hype is about. So I decided to get myself the RevAir, and I will be using it today to blow dry my hair. So I will come back after I've shampooed. So this is the first side with the RevAir. This side I just used my leave-in that I enjoy, especially for blow drying my hair. And needless to say, I love the RevAir. I love it. It is phenomenal. It is so much easier on your body too, as opposed to like going through. So if you have like any type of like joint pains or anything like that, I feel like this tool is a lot more like accessible to more people. So that's a big plus comparing it to the Dyson. And now that I've like practiced on it, I will go ahead and do like a mini tutorial, but this is also like my very first time, so it will probably get better as I go. But I am using tension 7 at the second like heat section. I realized that worked better for my hair. And then since I did test it on this section, smaller sections is your friend. So this should be okay. My hair tends to be a little bit thicker on the right side for some reason, but this is it. This is the nozzle. So it will kind of like suction it up just like a vacuum would. It'll suck it up, and then you're just going to want to twirl it in like a circle motion when you go on each section. Before I wasn't doing that, and I feel like it wasn't getting the best stretch. So I'll go ahead and like demonstrate that. Okay, this side is done. This side I did at a higher temperature than I did the other side, and you can even just tell the difference. So this side was at a higher temperature, this side wasn't. And so this side definitely has, it's a lot more like straight. It almost has the texture of like yucky braiding hair, if that makes sense. And since I have learned some things, I will go ahead and redo this side, but I am a huge fan. I will say usually I just blow dry my hair with like my like right hand, and so that's fine, but because you can like switch hands with it, my arm did start to burn. So with more practice, it'll get better. So I'm just going to retouch up this side with the steps that I learned on this side, and then I'll come back and we can start twisting. Okay, my hair is all sectioned off. I'm gonna turn around so you can see it, not too much on my parts. They're also already unraveling because, as I mentioned, I just freshly like trimmed my hair last week, and so I have like blunt ends. So, but I have 2 sections in the bottom, then I have 3 sections at the next row, and then I have another 3 sections, and then I have these 2 up here. And that is so that I can try to avoid like that middle part down my hair. So I am just going to pull all of this up. So I'm going just to be doing bigger sections. I have a whole tutorial on how I twist up my hair and all of the things, but for this one, I'm just going to use my favorite curling cream, and that's the only extra thing that I'm going to put in my hair. And at least for this back row, I'm actually going to braid the roots. So I'm just gonna braid it like an inch and a half down, put some more product, really focus it on my ends. And then I am just going to twist up my hair like this. So my review on the RevAir is I highly recommend it. I have had my Dyson now for at least 3 years, I believe. I think I've had it for as long as I've been in Texas, and I have thoroughly enjoyed my Dyson. It significantly cuts down the blow drying time when I do my hair. And now that I am doing more like stretch styles, and like stretch styles are honestly my favorite. I just take a break during the summer because it is just like so hot here. And I would definitely recommend it if you are looking towards being like a blow dried natural, or you just want to do more stretch styles, because I think it is really good for putting less heat on your hair and in a less manipulative way that doesn't create as many like single strand knots and things like that. So I would definitely recommend it for like that reason alone. I would say if you are comparing the Dyson and the RevAir in terms of like which investment you want to make, I think it just comes down to how you choose to wear your hair. So for example, if you're doing a ton of stretch styles, then you might want to look at the RevAir. However, if you are mainly wearing your hair in like its natural state, or you actually do like silk presses and you're like pressing out your hair at home, then I maybe would recommend the Dyson. Again, this is my first time like using the RevAir, and I know I'll get better with practice, but I do feel like my Dyson gets my roots a lot straighter, which I prefer whenever I like straighten my hair at home. I should also mention I would recommend the Dyson more if you want to do your hair on the go. So in my personal opinion, the RevAir is not portable at all. And so that is another like thing that I would keep in mind. So I am just going to keep twisting up my hair, and I actually am braiding the roots, and then we'll add water and grease to the ends so that they fluff up a bit. So I have finished like I have finished like the back row of my hair, and I just wanted to talk about like a life update, like why am I putting in mini twists? This is silk press season. Yeah, so I am getting my wisdom teeth out, so that will be super fun. That's why I'm putting in the mini twists. And then, yeah, I will be going home back to California for the holidays, so I'm really excited about that. As I mentioned, I did some damage for Black Friday, so I did get new hair products that I had mentioned. I also got the RevAir because had been debating, and for me, that's like a splurge, especially since I already have the Dyson. So I got that. I got a curves bag by, is it Sean Brown? And I got it in lemongrass. Baby, I was on that site. I had a meeting canceled too, so I could hop on that site exactly at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I got the color, didn't have any issues, did have to pay $20 for shipping. And I've seen some people complain about that, but here's my thing. I have 2 Longchamp bags, and each of those were like $100 a piece. So to be getting another tote bag, and it is $60 for the bag, $20 for shipping. In my head, the bag's $80, and I don't mind that. Also, it's Black owned, so I don't mind. It also looks like it will hold up really well. And then I also got 2 dresses, which if I can find photos of them, I will like put them up on the screen. I think they are beautiful. And for me, like, I love shopping. I am willing to splurge when it comes to shopping, but there is nothing better than getting like a $500 item, $200 off. Like that is like the height of shopping for me, is getting a good value. I can thank my mother for that. So I was really, really excited about that. Oh, I also got some stuff from Stripped for their Black Friday sale. I got a couple of the like racer tops to match my like bottoms. I think that was everything. So I forgot to mention that I also got a journal cover, and I do want to show it because I think it's really cute, and I also got some like charms to decorate it with. So this is my journal. I think it's super cute. This is the A6 size. I just have like a little uniball pen in here, and then I have some really cute charms. And so this one is like a faith charm, a little like cowboy boot to represent where I currently live and the stage of life that I'm in. It has a T for the first letter of my name. So I have a fortune cookie, and then I have like a little like salmon sushi roll. And I just think it's so cute. I've really enjoyed journaling for a really long time. Like when I was younger, I would keep like a diary, and it was like, Dear Diary. And that was like, it was nice, it was cute. And I've seen a lot of other people get into journaling now as an adult, and I think I haven't for the longest time because one, I can't be consistent with it, and two, I was like, what am I gonna talk about? Like, what is actually going on in my life that's like worthy enough to like write down? And whenever I see other people's journals, it's also like a ton of tracking. It didn't feel useful for me. And for me, I kind of decided to like look at my life and decide, okay, what are the things that I actually am writing down? And let's make my journal off of that. So for example, I do have like a feelings dump, like, or like a memory keeper, which is just like, this is what like is going on in my life. This is where I am in my life. And then I also have like a personal development section, which might be if I saw a really cool article that I want to write about and kind of like think about deeper, or I got really into like aptitude tests and personality tests and like the Myers-Briggs things and all of that. And so that was really cool for me. And then I finally have one for meal prepping. And so I don't meal prep in the sense that like, I'm not making 5 pounds of ground beef and eating it every day. No shade to those that do. That takes a lot of mental fortitude because I couldn't. But I do like to plan out my meals. That is what helps me to like have food in my fridge. I found if I don't plan out my meals, like Tuesday will come and there will be no food, and now I have to get takeout and all of the things. And so that's really helpful. And I had actually already like created like a meal tracker, for the lack of a better term, in GoodNotes. And so I kind of just replicated that for my journals. And it also helps when I'm like, oh, like, what do I want to eat? I saw this one post and it was like, being an adult is basically just trying to figure out what you're going to eat for dinner every single night. And that really resonated with me. And so with my like meal tracker or planner, when I have no idea what I want to eat, I can just go in there and pick something out. So I thought that was like super helpful for me. And then I do have like a small notepad, which I'm using kind of as like a wish list. I saw something and it was saying how like, yeah, Christmas isn't magical. And for me, Christmas isn't as magical as it used to be because I'm an adult. If I want something, I just buy it for myself, typically in real time. I saw it, I wanted it, I got it. And so with the like kind of like wish list, that has helped me also like slow down on like any potential like impulse buys, because I'm able to write it down and like sit with it and decide, okay, is this something that I actually want, that I'll actually use, and like I really want this item, or is it because this is what's just being pushed on every single social media platform right now? Y'all, I'm so tired. It is freaking like I'm so tired. It's 10:23. I've been working on my hair, I guess for like 3-ish, 4-ish hours. I don't know, but I'm tired. I also like caught up a little bit on Spy Family, but it was getting a little like Children of War. Let's, Savannah, slow down. Like, I wanted a cute little slice of life. I didn't want to think. So yeah, that wasn't really the vibe. Caught up on Spy Family, and then in terms of like other animes that I'm watching or excited about, I just finished The Girl Downstairs. I think it's actually like I think it was a either a Chinese webtoon or like something along those lines. All I know is that the original is in, like, the audio is originally in Chinese. I watched it in Japanese with subtitles, obviously. It's really good. If you're looking for like a good like romance anime that is not about high schoolers, I highly recommend. It is about a like former idol trying to live a normal life, and the blossoming romance. There is a little bit of like a triangle, which is not my cup of tea, but it's not as bad in this one. Whereas like sometimes you're just like, it's episode after episode of like the character just comparing the two. Like, I don't want to watch that. And then other anime I've been watching, I'm so close to finishing Gintama. Like, I have like a couple, and by a couple I think I mean probably like 20-ish left, which is a pretty big deal because this is one of those like 500 episode running animes. And then, since I'll be home, my brother and I can finally watch the Demon Slayer movie. We're gonna bootleg it. That didn't work out. And so we were like, okay, let's just like wait. And so that'll be super good because now we can like watch it in person as opposed to like streaming it together. So I'm just gonna keep chugging along. I'm so tired. I was talking about when I used to do crochet hairstyles. And so the whole thing with crochet is I was trying to make it look like I had singles when I really didn't. And so if no one has ever done crochet, or if you're not familiar, basically most of your hair is in cornrows, you're feeding in hair, and then, you know, whatever is out is there. I am going to do something similar with the front part of my hair. So for this week, like, especially since I'll be in the office and stuff, I'm either gonna wear my hair like down the center to the side or something like that, but I'm not gonna pull it up. So I basically parted out an extra row of twists, and now what I'm going to do is cornrow the rest of the front of my hair. And the reason I'm doing this is because I am simply too exhausted to finish the rest of this hairstyle, but still want it to be presentable. Okay, so now I have this cornrow here, and now I'm just going to do twists. So I will just do 2. Okay, now perfect. And this way I can also just do like a side part here if I want to, and it will still give the illusion that all the twists are done. But this is basically how this would look now. So it works pretty well. And then for the middle part, in my opinion, it works even better for the middle part. So I think we're working with something. So let's just finish these off. I'm just going to spray some water to curl the ends and then apply some grease as well. Alrighty, these ones are basically done. So let's do this other side. Taking about like this much grease, rubbing it between my palms, and then applying that mainly just to these ends. And that's just gonna help me seal in a little bit of moisture since I did this hair on blow-dried hair instead. Alrighty, so this is just how I will go ahead and sleep. I might even just like tuck them like this, or I'll just put my bonnet over it. But yeah, and then I will show, like, I'll close out this video tomorrow. Hey y'all, it is the next day. I did finally finish my twist. So as I showed you last night, I just like kind of like tucked that behind there. But these are the final twists. They came out really nice and juicy. I feel like my ends look really good. I was kind of worried when I impulsively cut my hair. But I really like the way that they came out. I will probably keep these in probably for the next like at least 2 to 3 weeks, and then probably like rock a twist out. But I will definitely let y'all know how they hold up. Hopefully you try them yourself. And then this is what they look like from the back. But this is the final look, and I will see y'all next time.